Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
ได้ยินค่ะ
Okay. Okay, I just want to test that you hear me. Okay. All right. So welcome back to the class. Oh, so I hope they doing. So how are you guys? Is everything okay? So I just want to say first that so I hope you are fine. I just want to say that as we know that next week we are having the second summative test. So I just want to say that what we're gonna cover, we just cover the second test, gonna cover just up until the unit 7. That means that the unit that we have already studied, we studied before the midterm. Okay, that's the what we're gonna cover until what we have studied so far. And today we're gonna start the new unit, but it's not gonna be in the but it's not gonna be in the coming summative test, because this one is unit 8. All right, because I have to start this one because yeah, as you can see that we have we have many holidays coming up, and yeah, as the schedule, as you can see in the course syllabus, if you are open it and if you look at it, so you're gonna see that we're gonna have like different many days off. So yeah, I'll just like push I just um bring up all the units and talking about the important contents first, that you can have the some general ideas and knowledge that you can use it. You can just to tackle the tests. Okay. So anyway, okay, today we gonna talk about unit 8. Here, okay. So in this unit, as I'm gonna refer back just a little bit from previous unit. As the previous unit, we talk about design thinking. So we talk about green stuff, right? We talk about like the materials, the green materials, and we talked about green space, urban planning, and we talk about how to use passive, right? Because when we talk about material, when we talk about plan, when we talk about what we can do to save the world. So we are focusing on things that far from ourselves. So we focus on what receive the action rather than just what we can do. Okay, so we got like using the passive, and we know the vocabulary in relation to green materials and urban spaces. And yeah, so as you know, when we talk about uh, green stuff, and we talk about the urban spaces, urban planning. We are talking about development. So we cannot get away from this one as well, because everything should be based on science, facts, and fiction. Okay, so science, fact, and fiction. So today we're gonna talk about like the fact and fiction related to science. Okay, do you like science? Okay. So you guys, some of you guys may like science, some of you may not. But yeah, I feel like when we talk about science, so it's quite interesting, okay, because it's like it's based on most of the things is based on science, right? Yeah. But yeah, when I was young, I was like, no, I don't like science. It's too difficult for me. But yeah, the more when I grew up, so I feel like yeah, it's quite interesting. That's like it's in everywhere. Science is everywhere, right? And it makes us like discover many things. Okay. Okay. So before we start in our in this unit we're gonna talk about science, facts, and fiction, and we're gonna cover, if you look at the goals of the unit, this unit we're gonna cover how to present visual information and make predictions, and also we're gonna talk about causes and explaining reasons and results. So it makes sense because when we talk about science, so we talk about experiment, right? And we talk about predictions, and we talk about like if we do something here, what's gonna cost, and we're gonna talk about, because when we talk about science as well, so we talk about what can be used to explain what happens that we can see. Okay. So just give you just ideas before we get into our lesson, and then we can talk further. So I'm gonna have you watch the video first, and you may have some idea, and then we can talk about it after watching the video. Okay.
The wonders of the future, the marvels of the present. Science fiction and science innovation have been intertwined since sci-fi's origins, from video chat to self-driving cars to spaceflight. There's the science fiction and the science reality. Sci-fi popped up in the 19th century during the Industrial Revolution.
Okay. So in general, so I hope you get some ideas from the video clip that they're talking about science fiction, right? Science fiction influences the actual science to actual science in our life. Okay. Have you ever thought about this? That most of the things that we have seen in the movie is gonna come in reality, that's gonna come true, something like that. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever wondered about anything? So yeah, you guys may wonder about that as well. But yeah, because I like watching movies, so it's just like yeah, right. That's I have heard a lot of people say that as well. Like yeah, some people may say like yeah, what you have seen, or what you see in the movie is gonna come real. It's gonna be you're gonna see it. Something like the yeah, it's quite funny sometimes that it's just like the like they some people say like what you see in the movie in the next what you see in the movie you're gonna see what happened like in the movie in like the in the next 20, 30, 50 years, something like that. Yeah. So you guys may have watched the movie. It's quite always it's called the Fifth Element. Have you heard about that? Yeah, this movie is quite scientific and it's quite um, back then. No, if we talk about like this movie is it's quite old. It was like in year I believe like 19 something, like 1990s. Yeah, and when I watched that in the first time, it was like, yeah, it's quite fascinating. And you see like the experiment, we see the how the things evolved in the future, like the flying cars and all those stuff, as you can see in the video as well. So it's kind of like that, and yeah, some of the technology, some of the science that I saw in the movie, actually it became real in our life right now. Yeah, so if you like watching movies, so you may check that out. It's quite a cool movie though. Okay. So you can see that in the video, so they talk about like the science fiction influences the real science nowadays here. So you see like they have like the lots of discoveries and inventions. So have you remember in the video? So can you remember anything regarding the innovations and discovery that you have seen in the clip? Any ideas?
Robot.
Okay, robots.
Face-to-face communication device.
Okay, communication device. Space flights. Okay.
Flying
Okay, flying cars.
Mobile phone.
Okay, mobile phones. Okay, thank you very much for your answers here. So let's have a look. So they have this one as well, like the face-to-face communication and the face-to-face that you can see in the in the video clip that I talk about, like the Jetsons. That one is quite it reminds me when I was in my childhood as well, because I watched that one as well. My mom, she just gave me the VHS, the video, and then I would just watch that when I was young. So yeah, the Jetson is quite entertaining though. Okay, thank you very much. So yeah, you see that, as you see, right? As you can see that they have like there's also have the self-driving cars as well. So you can see that's like the science fiction and science discoveries that they have here. So they have like influences like you can see, you can see that we use mobile phones, we use communication devices, and see all the robots that we use. You see flying cars as well, right? Now we can use the FaceTime, right? We can use the FaceTime, we can talk, and we can see each other regardless of where we are, right? And yeah, and they are developing the self-driving cars as well, as you may have heard about that, right? So in the future, so we just rely on, we just get in the car and you don't have to drive. You just say, yeah, we want to go somewhere, right? So when we talk about science, so we talk about predictions. Right? We're going to talk about predictions because we want to see something in the future. So we predict something, we forecast, you can see science in our life. So you can see like prediction, what we predict, right? In general, we can see from the weather forecast, right? So we predict what's gonna happen, weather is gonna be like, right? Weather gonna be like today, tomorrow, on later days, right? We predict and then we see the result, we see the outcome of of what we predict, right? By we just carry out the experiment, and in the experiment, we try, right? We try by, because when we try it, so we want to know something, right? If we base on the science fiction, if we base on the science, right? We have to do something systematically. That's like we do research, right? We do research, so we do something, we study in detail. So we study in details in order to get the outcome, to see what the outcome will be, or what the like we are sometimes we just want to test as well whether the outcome will be similar to what we have forecasted. Okay, but in experiment, in the research that we carry out, so we have to apply the theory, we have to apply ideas, we have to apply information that we use to evidence, we use to back up, we use to show that to explain the phenomenon, or we explain what happened after we experimenting, after experimenting, or after the experiment that we have carried out, in order to understand that, yeah, that should be followed by this theory, that theory. Okay, that's the kind that that's the kind of the how science is conducted, how we do something scientifically, right? Like in the text that you see in the box here. Okay, in general, I just want to give you just idea. They talk about the this one. They talk about the experiment, talking about the cat and predict the results here. So just give you just few minutes to read what in the box first, and then we're gonna talk about just a little bit about this one, and then we can do some other activities. Okay, I'll give you about like 2 or 3 minutes to skim through it first to get some ideas what's in the box on the left side first here. Okay, so you get some ideas what it is about. Right, it's just the just like what I said, right? What I said before, having you guys read the text here. So right, it's just like the experiment. They talk about the experiment on the cat, right? How they predict the results. And they talk just a little bit like how to explain, right? They talk about it a little bit. They explain through the using the evidence, like they have like the experiment, like having cats eat the food from 2 bowls to predict the results, right? And talk a little bit about like the using like the in science we have like the kind of like the habitual or behavioral bias, right, regarding what we do, right? So it's kind of like that. So they just use the words that they can see, like the word in the blue that I have already talked about that. You guys may know all of them already. So yeah, right. That's the when we talked about this one there. So it's like the when we talk about science and we talk about like experiment, we talk about research. So we have to like the do all these things that to help to explain or to describe the phenomenon and the results that consequently come after the experiment that we conduct. All right, so you guys have some ideas about that. So let's talk a little bit here from the text. So what do you think about each of the word, all the blue words that we have seen in the text? So can you guess what they mean? So give you guys like the few minutes to complete this one, and if you are ready to answer, so just let me know.
Number 1, forecast.
Okay, number 1, forecast.
Number 2, experiment.
Number 2, experimented.
Number 3, method.
Number 3, methods.
Number 4, research.
Number 4, research.
Number 5 outcome ค่ะ
Number 5, outcome.
Number 6, phenomenon ครับ
Number 6, phenomenon.
Number 7 theory ครับ
Number 7, theory. And yeah, and number X is evidence. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, that's right. Thank you very much for answer. So everything is correct. Okay, so you can understand like all the words that we can use here. And also, I hope it can help you just to use to understand more about things in this unit. Okay, so let's put it into the context here. So use the word here. There are 5 words here. So yeah, can you just, I believe that you understand it. It's very easy, right? Yeah, 5 words here. So what's the missing words?
Number 1 theory ครับ
Okay, number 1, theory, right.
Number 2, phenomenon นะ
All right, number 2, phenomenon.
Number 3, evidence ค่ะ
Number 3, evidence.
Number 4 research ค่ะ
And number 4, research. And the last one, right? As you can see, that's it. Last one is the experiments here, right? So yeah, just give some you guys just ideas that yeah, we can use the word, and then yeah, I believe it's very easy, right? So you know all the words here. So yeah, thank you very much for the answer. So yeah, that's pretty much like when we conduct the experiment, when we conduct research. So we now when we get into our professions, when we get into our jobs here, right? So yeah, when we talk about academic stuff, so I just want to talk just a little bit about this one. So it's just like the when we express something opinion, right? When we talk about science, so don't forget that we have to use the evidence to support what we think, what we see, what we do, right? We have to use the evidence to make it more reliable, I would say, right? Yeah, make it more reliable. So we must use evidence to explain the ideas or to explain the phenomenon that happens, right? So it means just like we use the evidence, we use what we see, we use theory, right, to explain what we see, what we did, what we do. Okay. All right, I'll just give you just a little bit here about the as well that the when we conduct, right? When we conduct experiment, when we conduct research, that we, sometimes we cannot get away from graphs here, and when we want to explain things to people, right? We want to point out something, so we can use the skills here. Just focus in here just a little bit. We can use the strategies that we use. We just like the point out, right? We point something out. We just want to give people ideas that, yeah, it should be this one, it should be this one, it should be this one, right? So we just using this one, we just like the point things to those things. So we just like use this, that, those, no? These, over there, right there. So we just like to try to get attention from people, like, yeah, we are talking about this one, we talk about this one, we talk about that one, like the now, as you can see, we talk about the graph here, up here, this one, that one, something like that. So you just use the one to grab attention, and also you can use the useful expressions here to present the information that we present in our work, in our presentation, like the we have like the useful expressions here, so you can use this one. You can use them in order to help you to express your ideas, opinion, or explain your study, something like that, or just it may be helpful just slightly in our coming discussion as well, like the you can start like, yeah, right, today we're gonna talk about this one first, and you can, after that, you can use the word like the as it shows, as we know, so to explain the slide, to explain our ideas further, and then you can give reasons, like the reason for this is blah blah blah, the reason for that, and during the discussion, right, during the discussion or during the presentation, so you can ask questions as well, like the yeah, I have a question, I will ask some questions, something like that, like where this one, where that one, and also we can refer to something as well, like the like, yeah, what do you think it come from, something like that, and it's like the yeah, my experiment stem from coming up from the from which part, something like that, and yeah, right. So you can use these expression to explain the phenomena, to explain what you want to point out in your research or in your ideas, in your expressions, in your opinion, something like that. So you can use that one you can use this thing to explain further. Okay. So as we are focusing on prediction and we are focusing on science, right? When we talk about science, when we talk about prediction, so we cannot get away, no? One of the grammatical aspects that we can use to point out prediction. So we cannot get away from the future, right? Because when we predict something, so it's not going to happen right now. It's happening. It may happen, or it can be happening in the future. So we need to use this one, the future forms of will. So there are 3 major types of future, right? So I believe you have known all of them already. So we have 3 kinds of future, right? We have simple future, future simple. We have future continuous, and we have future perfect. Have you familiar with these things? Have you been familiar with these things? Do you know anything about these 3 tenses? So just give you some ideas. So what do you think about these 3 things? Like 1, 2, 3 here. What do you think? Which tense could be prediction? Which tense could be a completed action? Or which tense could be a future action?
prediction เป็น future simple ค่ะ
All right, so we talk about future simple as a prediction.
B future perfect ครับ
Okay, which one? The complete action, right?
Yes.
Okay, this one is future perfect. And this one's gonna be future continuous. Okay, yeah, that's right. So let's give you some ideas now, like the three different types now. So we use 3 different types of futures in order to explain the intention of our statements or our opinions that we talk about. So we just give you some ideas that future simple we use in relation to prediction, and future continuous we use to explain the future action in progress over a period of time, and also we use the future perfect for a completed action before a given time in the future. So you guys have some ideas about this one, and then you may see from the format and the grammatical explanation of these three different forms of future here. So you might have been familiar with these things, right? Yeah, like the form of will be, changing. You just get some ideas, right? Because when we talk about the future, so we're gonna deal with the word, one important word that we're gonna deal with, will, right? And then we just apply the other aspect, like simple, continuous, or perfect, with the will in order to write it out, spread it out, make it different from one another of this one. Okay. All right. So yeah, just give you some idea of this, and then they're gonna explain further about this one. So, but yeah, before we go into details about these three forms, just to give you some further information, or just to remind you what you have known about these three aspects of future forms here. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break, okay? And we come back like in 5 to 10 minutes, okay? And then we're gonna go deeper, go further about the details of this one. Okay, let's have a quick break, and then we come back and then we talk about it later. All right? See you after the break. Okay, welcome back everyone. So I hope you feel refreshed just a little bit about after the break. Okay, so yeah, as we previously talked about that we're gonna talk about the 3 different forms of the futures, right? So we talk about like future simple, future continuous, and future perfect, and then you get some ideas about each aspect that used to explain which dimensions, right? So yeah, you talk about prediction, completed action, and the future action in progress. Okay, so we're gonna get into details about each dimension here. Okay, so if we are talking about the first one, the future simple here. So as you know, future simple, very simple, as you know, right? Very simple. So we talk about predictions about future. We use future simple to predict futures. But as you know, yeah, easy because we have seen this one before. So we just use will or will not or won't. And then we use the verb, the infinitive form of the verb that we are talking about. So we just use that one in order to combine or to express this form, right? The future simple here. So we use will, want, and then we use the infinitive to express the idea. And also we can use all the other words, right? All the other words. We can use these things like all the other adverbs in order to help to pinpoint, to make it more specific, to make it more certain. So we can use like certainly, definitely, probably, possibly, something like that. It depends on this one. So if you use this kind of adverb, so it gives you some degree of certainty as well. Like if you want to very certain of your prediction, so you can use like certainly, definitely. And if you use like fairly or moderately, like okay, it's okay, 50-50, so you just use probably. And if you use just like the less than 50%, so we can use the possibly to support your future simple, your prediction. Okay, and if you just use these adverbs, so we can put them after or before the verb will, right? This, as you can see in the example here, like with definitely or definitely will not or won't. Okay, and the future simple as well. So you can use these things. You can use the expressions like the think. I think. No, I don't think, because when we use this one in like the in informal situation, no, in informal situation we use this I think, I don't think, in order to express whether you feel certain or uncertain about things as well. So yeah, just like this one, so you can combine that one. Next, if we are talking about something, we talk about prediction already, right? But yeah, when we predict something, so we can use this future continuous in order to express the prediction, or in order to express the action that will be continuing at a specific point in the future. So we use future continuous. Now, so think about like the verb in continuous form, right? And then you combine with the will. So will be, and then you use the verb with ing in order to explain something. But when you use the tensor, you have to pinpoint, you have to pinpoint a duration of the specific time in the future. So you can say just like the yeah, for this one, so we can just tell just a little bit, just like the at this time next week, we are having we will be having a summative test too, something like that, to get you some ideas, right? Because around this time next week, so we are doing the test, right? We will be doing the test here. So you can use these ideas to just tell like the specific time at a specific duration in the future. So we can use the future continuous to express those ideas. Okay, and the third one, we talk about future perfect. Okay, when we talk about the future perfect, so we are talking about, as you know, that the perfect is just like the fulfill, right? It's just like the things that will be fulfilled, Or if you talk about like, yeah, as you remember the present perfect. The present perfect we use to fulfill, right? What happened in the past and it is fulfilled in the present. But when we talk about future perfect, so it's just like the things that will be fulfilled in the future, right? Like you just give some ideas like that's kind of like in the next 10 years, something like in the next 10 years. Oh no, you can say just like like give us an example like your education, something like that, no? In the next 5 years, you will be your degree, right, will be fulfilled, will have been fulfilled, something like that. Or you can just predict like the number of electric cars will have increased. Will have increased by what year? Not in the next 10 years, something like in the next 10 years, something like that. Or okay, like the what else say you can say just like the oh, it just like the you can see all the shops, right? All the shops in the mall or the building in the construction, something like that. So you can say just like the by the end of the year, something like that. By the end of the year, the shops in a mall will be like by the end of the year, yeah, you can say just like by the end of the year, all the business will be opened, and the number of the shop will have increased, something like that. So it just like the you just make the just to see like what happened here or what has happened in the past, and then just like will be implemented or will be fulfilled in the future, something like that. So we use the future perfect here. And the last one, when we talk about the future perfect continuous here. So the future perfect continuous, we'll talk about the talking about the action that will be going or will be continuing at the specific point in the future. So it's kind of like, as you can see from the example here, like by 2040, I'll have been working here for 30 years, something like that. So we just like when we talk about this, the future perfect continuous. So just like talk about the things that will be in progress at the specific point in order to fulfill something like that. Okay. So you can talk about like the we talk about like the people's anniversary, something like that, and we talk about like the or you can say just like the I can say just like the here, or you can talk about like the total number of the years that you have been studying or something like that. So you may just say like the by the end of 2000, this one is 2022, right? So this is like that. By the end of 2024, I will have been pursuing my bachelor degrees for 4 years, 5 years, something like that. So just like the just give you some idea like the just like the use this one in order to explain what will be happening in order to reach something. In order to reach something, or in order to fulfill the exact amount of time in the future, something like that. Okay, so these are four different aspects of the future. So we talk about future simple, right? Future simple, we talk about the predictions, and when we talk about future continuous, so we talk about the continuous action in the future. But if you are talking about perfect here, to perfect here, we talk about like the complete action. We talk about the what will be fulfilled in the future. So we use future perfect to talk about the complete action in the future, and we use future perfect continuous to talk about the continuous action that will fulfill something in the future. Okay, so these are 4 different aspects of future forms here. Okay, so I hope it won't be too complicated, and I believe that you may be able to distinguish them. Okay, so let's have a look at the here, just to get you some idea. So let's do the exercise just a little bit. We can start with this one. Okay, put the words in the correct order to give you some idea. First, there are eight sentences. Okay, so I'll just give you guys approximately like 5 minutes to rearrange all the words here, just to practice just a little bit about the forms, right? And the form and the how you form the sentences now regarding different types of future. So I'll give you like 5 minutes, something like that. So yeah, and then we can come back and we can just talk about like what they should be or what they should look like in each sentence. Okay, just spend some time on it first. So if you have time, so we can use just the first one and the second one, this one and this one as well. So yeah, but the first thing that you just do this one first, and then we can talk about it. I'll just give you some time to do it. Okay, all right. Okay, so do you have any answers?
Number one is will definitely rain this evening.
Okay, number one is it will. Now it will definitely rain this evening.
She will have been studying all day.
Okay, she'll have been studying all day. Okay.
Number three, I won't probably go out tonight.
Okay, I probably won't go out tonight, or I would probably go out tonight. Okay. Good, good, good. It's okay too that you use that one or this one. It's fine.
We will be flying for 6 hours.
Okay, we'll be flying for 6 hours.
Number five, the temperature will have increased by 2 degrees by 2100.
Okay, by 2100, nah? Temperature will decrease. Yeah, the temperature will have increased by 2 degrees by 2100, something like that. So you can use this one, put at front or at the back, it's fine. So 6, 7, 8.
Number 6. It won't have changed by tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, it won't have changed by tomorrow for number 6. Good.
I don't think he will come ค่ะ
Okay, number 7 is I don't think he'll come. Okay.
ข้อ8 The train won't be arriving at noon ค่ะ
Okay, and the last one, the train won't be arriving at noon. Yeah, right. Thank you very much for all the answers. Okay, so just give you some ideas now. The structures of the all the words that we can structure in each future form. Okay, and how about this one? So just read. Okay, so I'll just give you some time to read the first, and then you can read the entire sentence with the word that you choose. Okay, I'll just give you time to do it first. Just like 5 minutes. Okay, about 5 minutes to just look through and choose first, and then we can come back and we can talk about them. Okay, so do you have any answers for me? What's your choice?
Number one will be.
Okay, number one you said will be.
Number 2 have land.
Okay, have landed.
Number three be driving.
Okay, number 3 be driving.
Number 4 have been waiting.
Okay, have been waiting.
Number 5 will you have eaten.
Will you have eaten?
State will probably become.
Will probably become.
Number 7 will they have sailed.
Okay. Will they have stayed?
Number 8 I will have seen.
I have seen this band 5 times. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, this one, just a little bit. This one, no? Number 7, it should be will they be staying? No? We're talking about like the specific point in the future here, but the rest are fine. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your answers. Okay, just be careful about the number 7 here. Okay, just number 7. Then we can talk about this. Okay, so thank you very much for the answers and your participation. So I hope you understand this one, and then we will move on. Okay, we move on to the second part of it. Okay, so the first one we talk about prediction, right? When we talk about prediction, so you know that it will be fulfill something in the future here, but yeah. And the next one that we can take a look, we can take a look at the because we're obviously when we talk about like the when we talk about experiment, when we talk about science, when we talk about the prediction, when we talk about this one, so we're gonna talk about the some words that can help you to indicate, cause and effect, because obviously when you experiment something, when you do research, so you want to find out, right? When you want to find out what you do will cause something or not. So there are many ways that you can use to explain the cause and effect. Okay, so if you want to explain kind of like the what is the cause, what is the effect, so you can use these words to explain here. So yeah, and if you look at these things, so it will give you some ideas that it will give you some ideas that how you use different words, because if you can see there are words here like lead to, result in, makes, no? Basically it depends on how you want to focus at first. What it means by that? What it means by that? It means that it depends on what you want to focus. What you want to focus, like what you want to focus. You want to focus on the cause first, or you want to focus on the result first. Now, when we talk about cause and effect, it depends on, and we use different kind of words to explain that, and then you have to think about like, okay, you want to focus on what, like the leads to, result in, makes, stem from, brings, give rise to, due to, and because of here. So lead to, result in, so it's just like the so lead to เนื่องไปถึงอะไรดึงไปถึงอะไรนั่นเอง result in เป็นผลทำให้เป็นยังไงนะครับ makes ทำให้อะไร stem from เกิดจากอะไร bring ก็คือแบบทำให้เกิดอะไรขึ้นมา give rise the same thing เกิดอะไรขึ้นอะไรแบบนี้ due to เนื่องมาจากอะไร and because of เพราะว่าอะไร so we just have a look at this one first. Have a look at these 8 sentences here, and we spend just some time a little bit about that. So look at these 8 sentences, and can you tell me where are the causes? Okay, where are the causes? Where they are, okay? I'll just give you like 5 minutes in order to find all the causes in these 8 sentences, and then we can talk about them together. Okay? Let's find the causes. Okay, so can you find all the causes? So right, if you can find all the causes here, so you can see just like this one, I'll just give you some answers here. So just like the it's obviously just like if you can find the cause, right? Yeah, if you can see like there, as I told you that you can bring up the cause at the beginning of the sentence, or you can just use the cause as a result there. So the first one is like using cell phone, right? It's a cause, and new study, eating chocolate. Okay, coffee makes and miracle medicine. Okay, and frozen water. Okay, and these things that you can start in the beginning. So you just put the cause first, and then you can use these words, right? Lead in, result in, bring, gives rise to. Nah, these words now makes. Nah, you can start with the cause. Nah, and the other three words like stem from, due to, and because of. So it's just like the what happening by what. Just give you some idea like the this one, like using cell phone, right? So that's the cause, no? What cause,นะครับ? And this one, no? Just give you some like the answers here. So the second one, no? The first, the second one, the third, and the fifth, and the sixth here. So as just like the so you just say like the cause. The cause causes something, right? And number four, number four, number 7, and number 8. If you can see, just like the subject caused is caused by what, no? So it's just like the it depends on, because it's just like the look at the word, right? When you use each word, so you have to think about that as well, like whether you want to start with cause or you want to start with the effect of the cause. So that just help you to use the right words or the exact word that can help you to choose the words from in order to express the cause and effect in your expressions, or to help to express your ideas here. Okay, so that's about cause and effect, and we're gonna talk more about the cause and effect here. We're gonna have some more things that we can use this one. I'll just talk a little bit about this one, that if you see the differences between the register, because the cause words here, okay, so we use the word like because, cause, and the reason is informal speaking, informal context, we use like the because, cause, this one. But if you see that like the bring about, give rise to, lead to, as a result, these we will use, now we will use in more informal context. Okay, so just think about it, and then it just depends on what you want to try, what you want to use, what the context that you use, and then just give you some ideas that, okay, you can use the right word to express cause and effect here. And we're gonna talk further about cause and effect after the break. Okay, just have a break first, and then we come back, and then we'll talk more. Now we talk more about the last part of the last core part of our lesson here. Now we're going to talk about more about connectors regarding cause and effect here. Okay, so we'll talk about it after the break. Okay. So yeah, welcome back. I hope we're gonna focus on, we're gonna talk further about the rest of the cause and effect here. If you see in the next part here, that when we talk about, as you can see, last what we previously talked about, just like the when we talk about cause and effect, we talk about using verbs, right? We just combine them. Rather, we just choose whether you want to start with the cause first or we just want to start with the effect first, and then we use verbs to describe it right away. But also you can use this one. Now you can use connectors. Now connector to connect reason, result, and purpose here. As you can see from the table. Now, so it depends on, again, it depends on what you want to do, what you want to focus. You want to focus on the result first, or you want to focus on the action first. Now, when we use these things, so we use the connection in order to combine them all together. Like as you can see, if you want to focus on the result first here, so you can say just like the first one, that the citizen science is popular due to, now you can use the connectors here. As you can see, we can use the connectors. There are different connectors here. Now, there are different connectors like due to, because of, because, as a result, and the connectors here, they are also, if you want to focus on the result first, so you can use these connectors in order to connect the result with the reason. But on the other hand, if you want to start with action, so you can use the connector in order to, so as to as well, and also you can use in order that. But there are different. There are slight difference in order to use these words. So we're gonna go and take a look at them in details here. Okay. So if you see, you see here that if you use due to, because of, owing to, as a result, because of, as, seeing, as, given, that, to explain why, reason, that. But if you have to look at here, so yeah, result, connector, and reason. And also there are two patterns, result, connector, and reason. And also connector, reason, and result. It depends on the words that you can use. Use as a result, therefore, and that's why. To introduce something, why something happens here. Okay, so you can see that here, like the city is polluted due to, because of. Okay, so just notice just a little bit of that you can see, like due to, because of, owing to, as a result of. These connectors are followed by nouns. Okay, followed by nouns. But on the other hand, because, as, seeing, as, given, that, they are followed by clause. They are followed by clause. C-L-A-U-S-E. They are followed by wali, instead of the noun itself. Okay. And the next one is that, as you see here, so you can use this one as well. Like you introduce the reason first, and you can use the connector, then followed by the result here. By using this one, you just put up the reason first, and then you just use the connector with the result, like at the result, therefore, that's why. So, but it depends on this thing as well. If you use at the result, therefore, and that's why, so you just have to end the first reason first, end the reason first, and then you use the connector as the beginning of the new sentence. But if you choose to use so as to, and so as a result, therefore, that's why. Another way that you can use as a connector itself, like this one. You don't have to end the sentence of the reason. So you just put these connectors in the middle between two clauses here. So we can use like so as to, so you just use as the comma, no? To connect between reason and result. And on the other hand, you use in order to, so as to, in order that. Here, just start with the action first, like in the in the example here, like citizen scientists take photos in order also as to help other scientists. But on the other hand, if you use in order that, is again like I previously talked about that, it depends on like the purpose as well, like the purpose you want to with the just the purpose as the infinitive or the purpose with the clause like subject and verb here. Okay, so it depends on that thing. If you use in order to, so you see the to, right? The to is followed by infinitive. And if you see in order that, so you have to follow by a clause here. But they are the same. They express the same thing, but it depends on the a little bit of the grammatical structure that can be followed by that one. Okay. So another thing is that the register, how to use that. Okay, how to use it is just like that. If you use like everyday English, so you use because as, so that to talk about reason and result. Now here, these connectors are less formal and common in general communication, but on the other hand, as a result, in order to, so these things are more formal in context. So it depends on like what kinds of the what kind of communication that you want to express. So if you want to be less formal or to be more informal, so you use the first set. Now you use like because, as, so that. But if you want to make it more formal, or you want to use it in the formal context, so you use due to, because of, owing to, as a result, therefore, in order to, and so as to. This one, it will make you serve more formal context. Okay. So I hope you get some ideas regarding these things. So let's have a look at the exercises that we have here. So in these 8 sentences, so can you just choose which connector is suitable for each sentence? So give you 5 minutes, now about 5 minutes to complete them, to choose that, and then we can come back and we can talk about that. Okay. So, what do you think? What do you choose?
Number one because of ค่ะ
Okay, number one, because of.
Number two, owning to ค่ะ
Two, owing to.
Number three, in order to.
Number three, in order to.
seeing as ครับ
Okay. Seeing as.
as a result ค่ะ
As a result.
That's why. Number six.
Okay, that's why.
Number seven, giving that.
Okay, giving that. And the last one is.
so that ครับ
Okay, so that. All right, great นะครับ so yeah, as you know now, it's very pretty easy now, so you can use the, I believe that you can use just one these things, so you can just use the correct one in order to express the whether you want to express first, you want to start with the new sentence, or you want to just ask the connectors in order to have these things all connected together. No? So you use connectors here. So how about this one? Can you try to connect them? So I'll give you another 5 minutes now. Just one or two sentences, that's fine. Okay, just try to connect them together using the connectors here. The connectors that are given at the end of the sentence. So you have any ideas? So these things, so you can connect just like the as I can just show you all the answers here. So you can just like the I've started learning Chinese in order to, okay, and all the shops are closed as and due to this is one, the bus aren't coming, and please send the package given that it's so urgent, seeing as it was and they decide to we decided to stay home, and the last one is that the students are studying here so that this one is just like just help you to just get some ideas that you can just connect them together, combine them together. So some part of it must be, some parts of them, they must be removed from the sentence anyway. Okay, so just give you some ideas regarding all these things here. And yes, these are the core contents. These are the core contents that we are covering in this unit. And I want to show you as well. I want to show you just a little bit here, asking about the model of the model of the writing that you can help you, because as you know, as I have posted the argumentative assignment to you guys now to write the argumentative essay about that. So I just want to give you guys these things just a little bit, the example of the paragraph that you can see here in unit 8 here. Okay. So if you can see here, so you can see this essay, this essay. So the for and against essay. So it's just like you support or you against it. So you can see the pattern here just a little bit. I just want to give you the styles about that, the mechanics about that. So it's just like you can start with your essay and then you introduce the first part here. So you introduce your main topic here, and the second paragraph and the third paragraph is just like the reason that you want to talk about the arguments, or you want to talk about the support of the argument or the support of the topic that you are talking about. And then the last one, in each arguments and the support here. So you can use the connectors in order to tell like, okay, use people support for what and people go against this for what, and then the end. So you end this one. So if you use the for and against this one, so you can end the conclusion by this one. It's just like your view on this topic, whether you support, or it can be how you end it, So if you want to end like you want to end as you support it, or if you want to end with you against that, or you can just, sometimes it can be neutral. Neutral is just like I don't know, just like let the reader decide as well. It depends on you, but I just want to give you some ideas, the model of the for and against essay here. So you get some ideas that you can use in order to help you write the argumentative essay, And basically, just like the last part here, the part 7 here, just like it depends on you choose sides, which side you want to go for, you want to support or you want to go against that. Okay, so I just want to give you some idea, like the general format of the essay that you can use, incorporate your what we have studied so far in this unit, to use the cause and effects, reasons, the action, and also you can use just this one as well, right? You can use the prediction, the prediction, in order to the prediction, the future form, in order to support your opposing ideas or your supportive ideas that you want to go for. Okay, so that's pretty much about Unit 8 that we talk about the scientific fact and fiction here. So that's pretty much about it. So, do you have any questions, comment, concern?
บทที่สอบสัปดาห์หน้าคือบทที่ 5 กับบทที่ 7 ใช่ไหมคะ
Exactly ครับ
Okay.
So just to recap, no? So just for the contents that we gonna be that's gonna be limited in the second summative test. That's gonna be just only Unit 5 and Unit 7. Okay, this unit and the next unit is gonna be in the third one. Okay, just to remind you again that next week we're gonna have the summative test and the scope will just only for Unit 5 and Unit 7. So you can go back and review what we have talked so far in the previous units. Okay, just only 2 units that we talked about before the midterm. Okay, and this one and the next one that we're gonna talk about, it is like just for the third test. Okay, thank you. Anything else?
สัปดาห์หน้าเข้ามีกี่โมงคะ
It's the same time, okay? We're gonna have come here at the 9 o'clock as usual because the class start at 9 o'clock. So we're gonna meet at 9 o'clock and then we can see how many people are coming and we are ready, so we can start with the test when everyone is ready. Okay. Anything else? Okay, งั้นก็ don't forget นะสัปดาห์หน้านะครับเราก็จะมีสอบเนาะมี formative test มี test นั่นเองเนาะสำหรับสัปดาห์หน้านะครับสัปดาห์หน้าที่เราจะมีเนาะเราก็มี test เนาะก็มาเวลาเดิมแหละนะครับมาเจอกันแล้วก็แต่ scope ก็จะอยู่ที่ unit 5 กับ unit 7 นะครับสำหรับ unit นี้เราก็จะเป็นสำหรับตัวที่ 3 นั่นเองเนาะก็กลับไปลองรีวิวดูนะครับใน topic ที่เป็นเรื่องนั้นก็ test blueprint ก็เหมือนเดิมนะครับ blueprint format เหมือนกันเลยนะครับเหมือนกันที่โพสต์ไว้แล้วใน Google Classroom so you can go back you can refer to that thing and then you can check back about that as well ก็จะมีเหมือนเดิมนะครับก็จะมีเป็น grammar เป็น reading แล้วก็เป็น vocab นะที่ focus on that okay Okay, so if you don't have anything further, I hope that all the contents and this class will be useful to you guys to give you some idea to help you, to fulfill your other all requirements for this course, and will help you to do the test, and the coming discussion and also the task that you have been assigned to do. Anyway. Okay, if you don't have anything, so we'll see each other next week, same time, 9 o'clock, okay, and then we'll see. Okay, all right, nothing else? Go. Okay, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope at least the class will be useful or just like the the factor that help you remind something that you have studied, you have known. Okay, at least it will be useful or helpful to a certain extent anyway. Okay, so thank you very much for that, and I'll see you next week. Okay, thank you everyone. Enjoy your lunch. Enjoy the rest of the week. I'll see you next week. Bye.
ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
ค่ะ
Okay.